everyone, this is Kitty here and welcome to another KK Q&A. This one is episode number 4. And for this episode, I am going to call it the issue edition because the questions that I'll be answering today are related to K-pop situations. And so let's get to it. The very first question we have today is from Tamara, and she is from Serbia, and her question to me is, what do you think about Block B and the rumor that Stardom Entertainment are not paying them for a year? For the ones that didn't know, this situation actually started last year, in which Block B is suing their company Stardom Entertainment because they weren't being paid what they were supposed to be paid. For this issue, I didn't really know a lot about what was going on between Block B and Stardom, except that just Block B was suing their company for contract reasons. And so because Tamara asked me this question, I actually looked a little deeper into what was going on. I'll give you guys a little short explanation of what's going on and what both sides are pretty much trying to say. So the main idea is that Block B is suing their company Stardom Entertainment because they weren't getting paid and they want their contracts to be nullified. And so both sides definitely has their own stories and explanations, and so we will kind of look at both sides, what they have to say about things. So the first thing is, I think the main idea and the reason as to why Block B is trying to file a lawsuit against Stardom, which is that they aren't getting paid. So what Block B is saying, that there are over 20 activities that they have done and they weren't paid for. So the first thing about not being paid was originally in their contract, they said, the company had said to Block B that on every month on the 25th that they will get paid. And then afterwards they were saying how the contract was changed and they had no idea about it. And what Stardom had to say was that indeed that at the beginning they were supposed to get paid on every month on the 25th. But because there was this period, this time period of I think about 6 to 8 months that Block B had no activities at all, and if you guys know, it was because of the Thailand situation, and because of that, you know, there was no activity, so they couldn't get paid. And then so they changed it to having them get paid every 3 months, and Stardom have said that they actually told their parents about this contract change, and that was that. So about Block B not knowing, I guess their parents didn't tell them. Maybe that's why. So the second issue about getting paid was how I said that Block B said that there was 20 plus activities that there were calculations that weren't in their paycheck, but in actual, Stardom said that every calculation was there and that, you know, they didn't take out any money at all from their earnings. So that was the one part, the first part of the lawsuit, what it's about. So the second part of the lawsuit is about the CEO taking money from the parents, the members' parents, and running away with it and disappearing. And so what Stardom is trying to say is that the CEO, Mr. Lee, was actually a manager at first and actually lied about him being the CEO of the entertainment, and because of that he had took money from the parents of each member, and then once he got the money he ran away. And so Stardom is saying that this CEO, Mr. Lee, wasn't really a CEO and was just a manager, ex-employee of Stardom, and he, you know, tricked the parents into getting money for, you know, promotion reasons or like trying to train them and everything, and then with that money he has disappeared and ran away. So that was the second part of what the lawsuit was about. The third issue that the lawsuit is about is having Block B not appearing on television as much. And what Stardom is saying was that, so February of 2011, Block B was supposed to set to have a comeback, but because of their Thailand situation, they had to cancel everything, and the group had a 8-month period that they had to kind of reflect on what they did. And what Stardom is trying to say is it's because of that 8-month period that, you know, Block B might be holding a grudge against the company, saying that, oh, they're not letting us appear on television as much as, you know, they're supposed to. So yeah. So the very last part of this lawsuit is about outside influences. So what I mean by that is that Stardom is trying to say that Block B has come forward with this lawsuit because of outside influence, and that influence is actually they have said that it was because of ex-employees of Stardom, and they were saying how these ex-employees have deceived Block B and saying that, oh, weren't getting paid as much as they were supposed to, and that they actually purposely taken out earnings that Block B did get paid for, and it made it seem like they weren't getting paid for those activities. And so what Stardom is trying to do now is trying to capture and trying to find these ex-employees, which one of them is the CEO, Mr. Lee, who was a manager and not the CEO of the company, and also 2 other people behind it, and they hope to find them soon, and that they will definitely press charges against them. So that's what Stardom had to say in response to what Block B is trying to sue them for. So all those situations, not getting paid, not appearing on TV, what else? The outside influence, and also the issue of the CEO taking money and then running away. So, I mean, looking at both sides, there is a possibility that there is, you know, this outside influence that influenced Block B to kind of come forward with this lawsuit and being tricked. But, you know, it's hard to say, because you know how entertainment companies, they know their way around the public and try to word things in a way that it seems that it's the company that is right and that is the artist that is wrong. My thoughts on it, hopefully what the company is saying is true, and that they are actually paying Block B what they're supposed to, and it was because of these outside influences that has caused this problem. If it isn't, then I hope Block B, you know, finds a better company who treats them well and pay them, because they are really, really talented. I'm not a big fan of Block B, but I know a lot of the music they've written themselves, except especially Zico, who has composed so many songs and written so many songs for not only Block B but also for other artists as well. So you know, if this really ends badly, hopefully they, you know, find a company who really appreciates their talent. And if this is all because of outside influences, I hope that the trust that they had before between Block B and Stardom would actually be, you know, come back, and hopefully everything works out. And yeah, that is all I have to say about the situation. I'm not really familiar with it, so what things that I see on the internet might not fully be the truth, but that's what the information that I could get. And so I can't really stand on which side, like, am I more at the company side or am I more at the Block B side, because it's hard to say. You know, both have their arguments and they're really strong. But if I really did have to choose a side, I would probably choose the company side, because of what they have said with each each issue that they have come up with for this lawsuit. So, yep, that's my thoughts on this. So, thank you to Mara for this question. It was really interesting to actually answer it, because it actually got me into researching what was going on and then trying to see, you know, which side I'm more leaning to. So thank you, Tamara, for this question. For our second question, it is from Stella and she's from Bulgaria. So her question to me is, have you heard about Onyu pointing his middle finger on a radio broadcasting, and what do you think about it? So upon actually reading this article, the first reaction I had was, oh my god, like Onyu. But then afterwards I realized, it's just the middle finger. I'm from the US, so pointing the middle finger really isn't a really big deal, but I can see why it has caused such a stir, because in Korea they're much more, I guess, conservative, and when it comes to things like this, it's a little shocking, especially for celebrities, not only like idols or anything like that, but celebrities in overall. Image is really important, and so even giving the middle finger, which doesn't have much meaning to it except it being like the curse word, but it's just the middle finger, it could be quite offensive and quite shocking for people. And so I think it definitely was Onyu's fault in not being careful enough, because it is a radio broadcast and he should have known, which I think everyone should have known, that there are cameras going around, even if he felt that it wasn't filming him at that moment. But I thought that he should have still been more careful with it, because it is an image thing. But I still think that fans, I don't know about American fans, but definitely Korean fans, just in Korea, didn't have to really make such a big deal about it, which I don't think they really did. But for it to be pointed out saying, oh my god, Onyu pointed out the middle finger, I thought it was a little too overreacting for me. I mean maybe if I was living in Korea I would have a different view on it, but since I lived in the US, it wasn't a really big deal for me. So to me, Onyu pointing his middle finger wasn't much of a big effect on me. It was just like, oh, at the beginning definitely it was like a shock, like, oh my god, Onyu, because when you think of Onyu, he's this cheerful little guy with this Onyu condition and everything, and because he is from SM, they have this clean image where they don't do anything like this. But since there are a lot of American influences now and K-pop, I think this is kind of a little normal. So yeah, I didn't really have such a big reaction to it. But just that hopefully in the future that Onyu will be much more careful with what he does in public. So thank you, Stella, for this question. So the third issue that I will address is given from Kiki, and she is from Switzerland. Her question for me is, what do you think about the plastic surgery rumors regarding 소녀시대? For me, plastic surgery isn't a really big deal now, I guess, because if you look at it, almost every K-pop artist has done plastic surgery. Even if they did deny it, saying no, I never got any plastic surgery or anything, but if you look at past photos to now, there's definitely some aspect of them that they changed. Either it be double eyelid or a nose job, or I don't know, other things. And the thing about 소녀시대 and getting plastic surgery is, I believe they definitely did get plastic surgery, because if you look at past photos and now, there is definitely that little bit of change. You can say the change could be like because they were really young then and then now they're ladies, but things like the nose, or yeah, pretty much the nose, or eyelid, you can't change that. So even though they have denied it, I feel like they probably did. But to me, I think it's fine. Like, I'm okay with people getting plastic surgery as long as it makes them look really beautiful. For example, Park Min-young. She, has past photos that surfaced, and she has also confirmed herself that she did get plastic surgery. So if you look at pictures from before and now, before plastic surgery and now, she is like different. She looks different, but she looks prettier. Like, she is one of my favorite actresses. She is really, really pretty in my opinion, even with plastic surgery. And the same case with Sonia Shide. They're still pretty. Like, from then till now, they're still the same to me. They're still pretty. They didn't get plastic surgery to look really, really just weird, like plastic. Some people who has gotten plastic surgery that just stands out and says that I'm plastic. Like, pretty much all my face is like plastic. And Sonia Shide looks natural. Even though they did get plastic surgery, but they look natural and they look pretty. And I think that's the main point about plastic surgery for me. Like, as long as it makes you look pretty, I'm okay with it. And about the situation of Sonia Shide denying that they never got plastic surgery, I have no comment about that, because there are a lot of artists out there who deny and say that they don't have plastic surgery, in which you can tell at points that you did. And you can argue about maybe because they have lost weight since before, so their face structure kind of looks a little different or anything like that. But in my opinion, I feel like I won't say all, but at least some of them has done something to their face. Either be the eyelid or the nose. I think that's like the two main plastic surgeries that's been done for all K-pop artists. Not all, but most K-pop artists who has done plastic surgery. It's not a bad thing to get plastic surgery. Like I said, if it makes you look good, I'm fine with it, So that's my thought on Sonia Shide and like the plastic surgery rumor. So don't hate me if I, say that I feel like they did get plastic surgery, because I love them. I'm a Seoul one, so I love them no matter what. So thank you, Kiki, for the question. So those are the questions for this episode. If you have any questions for me, don't feel afraid. And feel free to just comment below. If you have questions to me, wanting to know about my opinions on a certain situation or just a certain group, you can ask me that, feel free. And just before I end this video, a reminder that my second giveaway, which I am giving away Sonia Shide's very first single, Into the New World, the Taiwan version, and the deadline for that is April 5th at 12 a.m. Eastern time. So you have today and tomorrow, the whole day, to try to enter if you haven't. And remember, this is for my subscribers only. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe when you enter, because I really don't want to leave you guys out because you guys didn't subscribe. So below I actually provided you the entry list, and in the entry list, a list of people who enter for this giveaway. And the ones with the X means that you are subscribed and I see you in my subscriptions. And the ones in red are the ones that aren't subscribed, or I don't see you as a subscriber. And a lot of the times it's because you don't have a channel. If you don't have a channel, you have to tell me that so I can just check you off. And other times it's because if you put it on private, I won't be able to see who you subscribe to. So if your name is in red and you have subscribed to me, please tell me that you did. And it would be best if you did private your subscriptions, just to unprivate it for now until the winner is announced, and then you can private it again, because I just wanted to make sure that you guys did subscribe to me. And for the ones that subscribe to me, like you guys made an account just to get into this giveaway, so you don't have a channel, to kind of to tell me Okay, so I can check you off because I want to include everyone. I don't want to take out anyone. So that's all for this time, and I'll see you guys next time, and good luck on the giveaway.